all to give us an invocation.
Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you for this day we never seen before. God, we ask you just to touch our minds, touch our hearts. God, we ask you just to let everything be done decent and in order. And Father, we give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Councilwoman. Had an opportunity to review your minutes, council members. Are there any questions about the meeting minutes as presented to you in your packets? Not, I entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
So move to approve the meeting minutes.
Second. All right. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any more discussion? There's no more discussion. We'll move to a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Being the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number 1, renovation of the city hall kitchen and bathroom. There's no update since the last council meeting. Still waiting on the bids to come in from the contractor for the updates. Once we get that, that'll get presented to you. So there's no other updates on that. Any questions about that? All right, moving to new business. Item number 1, trailer parks. I'm putting this on the agenda because for quite a while we tried to work with the trailer park owners in the city of Aliceville. There's 2 trailer parks that there's 2 trailer parks that are in question, which are the only 2 that I know of in the city. One is West Side Trailer Park, and the other is South Side. Which is South
Thank
Side?
you.
Southern Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Country Lane, that's it. Country Lane Trailer Park. I apologize. And so those 2 are owned by Mr. Butch Jones. Mr. Butch Jones has failed to comply with a number of requests from council members, from myself, and so we are seeking legal to see what our options are in order to clean it up. There are burned trailers, there are potholes in the road, there's roads that are blocked off, there are it's kind of demolished trailers that's out there. It's almost third world, it's country-ish out there with residents paying, and then still forcing some residents to pay rent, which is totally unacceptable and borderline slumlord conditions. So saying all these things, it's not just something that's words, it's something that if you go and look, you'll see the same thing. And so this is our appeal through the council meeting, but also to let our citizens know that we are working towards getting this together. I've since Ms. Ball was elected, Councilwoman Ball was elected, she's been strategic in coordinating with the gentleman who's a representative for the properties. But after the first couple of months, there's been little to no action. And so therefore, we've sought out legal and we're going to proceed accordingly. They want to encourage our residents, if you have some complaints that you would like to give us, pictures, any information that you have, it'll be beneficial for us, but it's a problem that we're gonna have to try to fix the best way we know how to fix. Council members, are there any questions about that or any comments that y'all want to give?
Yeah, about the trailer park, I seen a couple, on that end where the road closed down by the nursing home. They got a lot of, I guess, junk all over the place. Could the city charge them for it?
The city can charge them for it, but the problem is they're not gonna pay it. We've sought out some prices. We told them how much it would cost to get junk up. This was months, it was a year ago. And told them, hey, this is the price, how much it would take to pick it up and haul it off. On some of it, we've already hauled off for individual property owners. But what the problem is, some people come and dump outside the neighborhood or just random stuff. And we got to have somebody to bill it out to. So there's, like I said, there's some legal ways where we can kind of go back and make some charges, but we're trying to open the dialogue legally with Mr. Jones and our attorney, our city attorney. So, Mr. Bob,
What do you propose is the projected, I mean, dealing with just talking to him on a one-on-one basis, trying to meet him, what do you think, would be the proposed, I guess, time frame that the attorney is gonna kind of put some pressure on?
I anticipate by the, like I said, me and Mr. Russell have already been talking, so I anticipate by the first of the year, we'll have some kind of legal notice going to him for a response that he'll have within 10, 14 days, I anticipate. So probably the middle of January, we should hear something back from him or his legal team about what they're going to do to fix it. And then once that comes forth, of course, I present it to the council and let them know, hey, this is what's been proposed. So like I said, it's not gonna be a snap our fingers, we're the city of Aliceville, you better do it. Because that's happened with Mayor McKenzie, it's happened with Mayor Gibson. Now it's coming under my tenure, but we're trying to go the right way about doing it. And first we sought out the individual responsible. Next is we're gonna go to legal, and if we gotta go and spend some money on the situation for it to get fixed, it'll get fixed. That through the legal system, and of course that's not a short process, but at least the process will be started, and we can kind of go from there. Hopefully by then somebody will. Let me back up. There have been a number of people who are interested in purchasing the trailer park and revitalizing it, renovating it, but the number was high. The number requested was high above the property retail value from the owner. So therefore, it's still not been sold yet. So, but that's the time frame. So I'm thinking hopefully within the next month we'll hear what they have to say in their plans, and then we can set out a guideline and a time frame within the legal parameters for them to have certain things done. Mr. Wilk.
Okay, about a couple years ago, we went down that rabbit hole with the same guy, and we were going like, I know some citizens came here to the meeting because we were talking about shutting it down or pulling the guy's license and condemning it. So I'm glad we're doing the legal thing with Mr. Russell. He owns it, so that's all. I know we've done the same rabbit hole with this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
We did same thing. It just I think we kind of, I'm not gonna say we lost follow through, but there was some progress made and we backed off of legal.
Right.
So this time we just have to keep on pressing until we get everything that we need done, because they're not gonna because it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the downfall of it is, unfortunately, it's by our nursing home. People from outside the community come in, and we don't want that to think that that's the representation of Aliceville.
Yes, sir. Two things. One is, the buses goes in there too. And I drove the bus down in Solar. It used to be Solar. And then you can't turn around. It's falling holes, kids, so it's dangerous. It's a house for kids in Solar. So all this need to be added in there. But I understand you have to be careful with them because we got what to put them trailers. If they come in and shut it down, you gotta be careful. Next thing, Dick, Keith, your question. Have y'all done the police department that you know of, or the fire department that you know of, either one, with the ambulance service or you all had any trouble going in there trying to get out and make a look, trying to serve the people in the community?
Yes, sir. It's a hassle on our cars and vehicles and stuff getting in there. Like I said, potholes are big. I mean, you go in there and hit a pothole, you don't know what you're gonna tear up on the vehicle. The ambulance same way. If they go in there, they have a camera system where if they hit a pothole, that camera system comes on, it goes its base. So they have a person calling them asking them, "Hey, why is your camera coming on?" Because they hit a pothole in the road. I mean, it's a problem for us,
Both.
for everybody. It's a problem.
Okay, but have you all had any problem lately? But didn't it be posted too where y'all couldn't get to the client, the people in there that need service?
It's a problem getting to them, but we try to make our best to get in there to them, to get them the services they need.
Like I said, and this item is gonna stay on the agenda, so that way we continue updates and we'll leave it under unfinished business, until we get updates sufficient, and then once we get sufficient updates, we'll add it back periodically, but, as of right now, we'll leave that under, unfinished business unless someone else thinks. Okay. All right, we're gonna move into item number 2, Human Trafficking Month, Human Trafficking Awareness Month. January the 22nd is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And of course, human trafficking is an event that we want to stop locally, statewide, and nationwide. This human trafficking proclamation states as follows: whereas Alabama's Human Trafficking Awareness Month was established in January 2011, I'm sorry, in observance of National Human Trafficking Awareness Day to proclaim the equality and freedom to all people, advocate for legislation to educate leaders and to encourage public awareness to various forms of human trafficking. And whereas human trafficking occurs when an adult child is recruited, harbored, obtained, or exported through force, fraud, or coercion for the purposes of sexual exploitation, forced labor, involuntary solitude, debt, bondage, and other methods of slavery. Whereas the United States government estimates that 600 to 800,000 individuals are trafficked across international borders each year and exploited through forced labor and forced sexual activity. And whereas the United States Institute Against Human Trafficking states that the United States is the #1 consumer of commercial sex worldwide. And whereas the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children estimates that 100 to 300,000 children are at risk of being trafficked in the United States. And whereas in 2017, the University of Alabama identified 1,167 human trafficking victims within the state of Alabama, with 57% of those being minors. Whereas Polaris estimates that the national age of entry to the sex trade is 17 years old, here in Alabama, Homeland Security has identified victims as young as 9. And whereas the first step in eliminating human trafficking is to educate the community, we must work to ensure that all residents are aware of this problem, how to spot it, and how to report it. We must work together as a community to bring victims to safety and to punish human traffickers. And whereas we ask all residents of the community to join us in raising the visibility of this crime with whose victims are too often invisible. Together, we can become more informed and work to combat these injustices. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Terrence Wyndham, and the City of Aliceville, do hereby proclaim January 2022 as Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and signed and dated for the time. I read it out. Normally, I don't read proclamations, but I thought that was a very interesting information once I read it. And it's important that we get behind these efforts of making people aware of human trafficking. Are there any comments? If not, I ask for a motion to adopt the resolution proclamation.
I so moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any additional comments? If not, moving to a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The motion carries. Item number 3 is airport fuel purchase. Council members, we need to approve the purchase of airport fuel. We have established a new account for specifically airport fuel. It replenishes itself. We just need to transfer this fund We just need to utilize this fund to make a fuel purchase, because we are low on avgas fuel. So with that being said, we'll be purchasing about $10,000 worth of fuel, from the avgas. But all of this is gonna be covered from the, account that covers that fuel. So is there any question, discussion about that? Not, I entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the fuel, purchase. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The pen and chair, the ayes have it. Motion carries. Council members, you had an opportunity to review the bills as presented. Are there any questions about the bills that you have received? All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Make a motion to approve the bill that's presented.
Been moved and seconded to pay the bills as presented. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The pen and chair, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Now we go to department reports, police and fire.
All right, yes, you guys all got a paper on there, this calls for this month. We all had 24 calls of the month. One was weather. We had 12 ambulance, which was consist of ambulance or airbag or PHI from here. We had 3 fires, 4 lift assists, 1 accident, 1 fire alarm, and 2 vehicle fires. Also, we're asking for volunteer firefighters. If you like to join, please see me or come by a monthly meet or every Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the fire station, where we'll help you out with the application process. Also, I want to note that all fire reports and vehicle fire reports will be picked up through Aliceville Police Department. No member or myself will be, unless the chief approves it, will give out fire reports or vehicle fire reports at the fire station. They all go through the police department. Any questions?
Councilman, got any questions? All right. Let me go with the street department. All right, just a follow up, just a couple things on the street department. One thing, we got a couple of shout outs from individuals. I know they don't like to get recognized, but our workers have been doing some new work, improved work, trimming down at the Army National Guard. A couple of citizens have said that it looks really good down there. And they appreciate that. Also, the industrial board wanted to make sure that we gave you a shout out for assisting them on some things this week as well. So we appreciate them for their service. To update, we are looking at some, since it's dealing with street / sanitation. We are, for everyone, we are closed. The city of Aliceville is closed on tomorrow and on Friday. So there will be no garbage pickup tomorrow and Friday, except for certain medical facilities that will be picked up due to sanitation hazards. So we want to make sure that that's out. Also, we're looking at some individuals with our ditch situation to kind of do some things in stages, starting on the west side of town with ditches and utilizing some of our street sanitation workers, but also probably utilizing some outside contractors because we don't have the equipment. It's hard to find stuff to rent, and so we're gonna try to find some money to make that happen. So that way, when it rains this summer and this spring, the street don't flood as bad or don't flood at all. So that's the goal they're working on, and so hopefully we'll have some activity on that. Chamber of Commerce, we don't have any report as of right now. Museum, you want to do? You got anything except for the?
I don't have anything new to report other than we continue to work on the reenactment for May 13th, 14th, 15th next year.
All right. Do we have a flyer, a big massive flyer or something?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Okay. All right. We want to get as soon as you get it.
As soon as we get it, we'll distribute them.
That'll work. Also, I want to recognize Mr. Donnie Sanders. If you have anything for.
No report today.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. And I think I started last time I left. I started on my left this time.
I just have one thing in particular, on December the 8th and 9th. I attended the Association for County Commissioners, conference. And, they talked about a lot of things, but some of their priorities for 2022, one that stood out to me in particular was, as you know, we've been dealing with a lot of mental health issues in the county, and what they had on their 2022 priority was that they're gonna start, some cases in the county, people have mental illness and you don't know they have mental illness. So what they're gonna try to do is, if a person has a mental illness, it's gonna be kind of put in a police, they're still trying to work out some kinks in it, but it's gonna be put in a police database. So when you stop that person, if that person has a mental illness, instead of taking that person to the county jail, that person will be going to a mental health facility to get them some help instead of taking them, to the county jail. So this was one of their priorities for 2022. And also, we just want to kind of be reminded that this time of the year, this season, suicide, depression, and all of that. So we need to, kind of not focus on just the gifts, but just the season of being alive and just being here. So I thought that was a good thing that they're trying to do, because so many people are going to jail that really have mental health issues that need to go and get some psychiatric evaluation.
Good.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about my program and the meaning of it. It's about gifts, but it's about spending that quality time in the fillet. What you say? What I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I give you thumbs up. It's about spending that quality time with the people. Young, old, middle age, it doesn't matter. It's a special event for the city of Aliceville. It's not cool. It's not nobody across the front. But it's for the citizens of Aliceville, for the county, for the surrounding county, for everybody that walking alive or dead. I'm looking at black or white. It doesn't make any difference. When you build a program like that, you build it for the people. Or that's what God wants you to do. We got to quit singling out who is what. That shouldn't be the issue. In the program this Monday, it started at goes over at 9 o'clock. We ready to roll, and we have truly blessed the program. It is super blessed. It's about the biggest one, more than I had in the last 15 years. But I said that when you could come together like that with people, that's a blessing by itself. There's a lot to be thankful for, and a lot of participation. It's just something that is good for the people that gonna be at home all weekend, not gonna see people, and not everybody gonna visit them. Nobody, when they see nobody want to take them on lunch or something, but they get to come out Monday, and they could come out and spend some time with them. I've shut down several people down through the years that try to tell me what I would. I said, no, what you do is get your day and you have your own. And then you pick your own time. But these people want time. These people are ready to go home when they come at 9 o'clock, go home at 10 o'clock. They stay at home. We can leave during the day and come back and get a gift or come back and get some leave. But these people there, they want to enjoy the program and something to do. But it's all positive. It's just good. We started this back 15 years ago, and last year was unable to have it. But this year, God, I put us back and cover him. We're back with it, and y'all been knowing it, I've been seeing it. And I asked Chief for some assistance. He's still gonna get back with me, but he's no problem. He'll be there. So I like people to see our chief. He's been elected, so these people that we have don't know people that like we do on a day-to-day basis. But sometimes you can show them and let people see, okay, do what we're doing. So Monday is a good day for us. Like every day is a good day for us. But Monday is a super blessed day for us. It was 75 degrees. So I'm inviting everybody to come. Mayor and council, I'm inviting all y'all to come. Just sit in, you stick your head in the door, and it's not, the program, the line on top said, "Become for God." Not become from Mayor William, not become Cook. It's my all or none of the council members. It said God, ain't that what it says?
What is it?
Come from God. So we're gonna go from there, but I'm just happy as I can be. We're ready to roll, and I hope to see our city manager down there, or we'll have place for you. You come in and visit. But either way, we're ready. And I just want to say that and talk about it, becomes a blessed thing for the city and for our communities and surroundings. That's all, man. Thank you.
Man, thank you. Thank you.
Just want everybody to have a safe holiday. Be careful.
Okay, we thank everybody, all our council members, but I'm glad to serve with Miss Councilman Ball, Councilman Wild. I'm glad to serve with Mayor Women, Councilman Love. Everybody got their own style, but in the end, I respect them. I have a lot of respect for them. I'm glad to be serving with them. We looking forward to 2022. Happy holiday. That's it.
All right. Thank you. I got something I'm gonna run through them real quick. Just want to give people a notification of the B-Mart area. We are in the process of making some traffic adjustments. So the tires are not permanent. The border is not permanent. We just want to get people to learn how to change the traffic flow. Today, the sign was installed. We'll have some dividers installed probably next week sometime. So we're in the process of getting it out, and then everybody know how the traffic will flow, and it'll make a whole lot of sense. So be not dismayed. It's almost over. Thank you for bearing with us, especially to the people in the neighborhood and the business owners, because we know it's been a bit of an eyesore for a couple of weeks. So we apologize. Mental health. I like to applaud our law enforcement officers on how they deal with mental health, especially in light of the situations going on in the county, and how mental health is being highlighted in our actions towards it. A lot of incidents and calls happen revolving around that, and a lot of the mental health facilities that we can send those people to don't want them. So we got to find places to where they're going to accept these mental health individuals, because we can't put them in general population and expect them to act just like normal people. So that's all I'll say about that in the open meeting. And I'll move on. 411 notification. 411 notification. So we have our 411 notification system. It is active. It's updated. You go to our city council. It should be on our city page. If not, it'll be uploaded. It's on my page, and some of the other people have shared it around town. All you have to do is use your cell phone to text the number, and then whatever your information is, whether it be a picture or if it's a message or whatever you want it to be, and then it will go anonymously to the police. All right. It doesn't have your name on it, my name on it, nobody's. It goes anonymously to the police. So all you have to do is text the keyword Aliceville to the number 847-411. You do that, you can send anonymous tips. They will be able to communicate back and forth with you. If you decide to reveal who you are, that's fine. But we have this system active and updated, and I'm gonna talk about it every council meeting until we start getting people utilizing. So that way, if you see something, you can say something, and then you can do something. So let's not see something and then not do something. Or talk about it to our friends. Take a picture of it on the slide. I know y'all know how to take pictures on the slide. So take a picture of it on the slide, send it to the police, and then that way we can try to get some things resolved. All right. Go ahead.
I want to speak on that, Mayor, on the detection. I've dealt with the system and I played with it a little bit. When you text Aliceville to that number, also make sure that you separate what you're going to send to that number. from Aliceville. So that way I won't be looking at something all jammed up together. I can actually make it out what it is. Also, I can text, if you send it to that number, we can text back to it. We can have a communication that is strictly anonymous. I won't know who it is. Like Mary said, unless you reveal yourself if you want to. But just try to please separate whatever you're gonna send to me or send to us. Try to separate it so that way we can filter through it and get it. But as soon as you text that number and send it, it comes to my phone. It gets sent to the laptop that we have at the office that we can get it up on. So somebody is monitoring it 24/7. So it's not just sitting there where you can't, will nobody respond. Somebody's always gonna respond to it.
So when you say separate, what?
All right, so like in your text, when you text it, if you're texting it or email, well, email will separate itself, but when you text it, they'll put all their words or that sentence together, whatever it's saying. So you'll have Aliceville, and then you just drop down and put whatever you're telling or whatnot, just kind of separate from it. Because if you don't, it'll send you an error. So if you text Aliceville and then whatever you're saying, it'll send an error. It'll kick it back to you saying that you didn't send it to us. So you have to separate it once you do that. But you always got to text Aliceville when you text it. I mean, you can text it one, but you always got to put Aliceville so that way we know it comes directly to us.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Ace visit, for those that didn't remember or may not remember, we were selected to be an Ace community, and they have selected a time for a visit. I think they'll be here on January. Once we get the date locked down, I'll let the council members know, so that way if they want to attend, that they can. But they'll be doing a tour of the city, looking around at the city, telling us where we need some improvements, telling us where we have some strengths, and help building us up. So that'll be going on. That'll be beginning in May. The Aliceville Library it'll be back open after the holidays. The roof is back on. So the library will be back open under its normal hours of operation. So we hope that you will be able to go through and check that out. And then last but not least, on tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., the Aliceville Yellow Jackets will be playing the Gordo Green Waves for a basketball game on tomorrow night. So at 5:30, if you want to be in tune with the game, you can come through. I think tickets are $8 at the door. Is there anything from anybody at the floor? All right. If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you for coming. Have a good night. Merry Christmas.